right, let's go ahead and get started with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome. It is October 6th. This is the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. I'm Aaron Mays. I represent District 3, currently serving as chairman. On my left is Commissioner Bill Rippon, representing District 1, and on my right is Commissioner Kevin Cook, representing District 2. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
First item, please.
Number 3, consent agenda.
We have 3 items on the consent agenda today. If there's no objections, I'll move for approval.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 4, new business. A, county clerk. Number 1.
Okay.
Consider all voucher payments. I'm sorry.
There are no voucher report this week, nothing of real interest. Our total vouchers as of October 5th, 2022 is $950,335.29. If there's no questions or comments, I would move that we approve the vouchers.
I'll second, but I just might note that half of the voucher report are just the CAPERS contributions for our employees. So even though we're talking about $950,000, when we say not outside of the ordinary, they're just general expenses like CAPERS contributions for your employees.
Sure.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider correction orders.
I'll move approval of correction orders.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, Parks Recreation. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-292-2022 with TARC, Inc. for the 2022 Winter Wonderland event held annually at the Lake Shawnee Campground. TARC will provide compensation of $16,500 for deposit into the campground revolving the fund by January 31, 2023.
Good morning, Commissioners. Josh Mikey, Shawnee County Parks and Recreation. This is our annual contract with TARC Industries for the Winter Wonderland lights. This event's been held since 1998. The lights have been a part of the community. It's a great event, as all of you guys know. Families make memories there, come back and relive the memories, and we want to continue this event. We feel this is a good relationship to maintain. So, any questions?
Any questions?
No.
No, I agree. It is a great event. Look forward to seeing it for another year. I'll move approval.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion passes 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next item, please.
Item C, Commission. Number 1, public hearing regarding City of Topeka Island annexation, request near Southeast 39th and Southeast Croker Road.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Krause, Shawnee County Councilor. To introduce this item, I've got a brief set of information to go over with you. The pertinent statute involved with island annexations does not have a specific notice requirement, but I want you to know that last Friday my office notified the City of Topeka of today's public hearing through the city manager and the city attorney's office. We also sent notice to all all township, Tecumseh Township board members as of record as of now, and we did provide notice to the developer of this project last Friday. Since this will be a public hearing, I'm just going to briefly go over the documents that I've provided to you. The court cases say this is a quasi-judicial hearing, so I want there to be a record of information you've reviewed in making your decision today. All right. So the first document I gave to you was the notice that we received from the City of Topeka. Let's see here. It is a multiple-page letter dated September 8th notifying Shawnee County that the city of Topeka had passed a resolution to annex the property in question. I also provided to you a planning report from the Topeka Planning Commission. That's a multiple-page report that goes into quite a bit of detail about this proposed island annexation. I provide you with a map of the proposed development. That's approximately 80 acres. I specifically also, again, provide you a copy of the consent to annexation that was signed by the developer in this case. And I provided you with a copy of the statute, the pertinent statute and standards that are involved in that. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have at this time. If not, I would request that you open the public hearing in this matter.
Any questions for Jim?
Aaron, just,
Yeah.
please. Jim, when we talk about notice, and you noticed up, and you talked about that, was there notice sent out to the Tecumseh Township in addition to the city of Topeka?
Yes, to all current board members of the Tecumseh Township, yes.
Because this would affect the Tecumseh Township in that if we're talking about development or the addition of houses that are not part of their taxing district, it would impact them.
Yes, this island annexation request is located in Tecumseh Township.
Any further questions for Jim? All right, then I'll make a motion. We go into a public hearing.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. We're now in a public hearing. Thank you, Jim. Is there anyone wishing to speak? Any proponent of this annexation? Any opponents? Okay. Would the city of Topeka like to speak at all? No?
That's you, Mr. Finder.
That was my cue. Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Finder, Planning and Development Director for the city. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have and provide any further information.
Bill, were people notified to live within this area? They're not.
They were not, no.
Okay.
So, Bill, could we talk a little bit about, I mean, I know you're not the developer, but I assume that you've been in contact with them. Could we maybe talk a little bit about the phases of this project? Like, how many houses? I know it's a big project, and obviously you can't just pop up 200 houses overnight. I mean, is this something that, are they planning on building 10 or 15 to start off, or?
I would, if I can defer.
Okay.
The developer is here,
Oh, okay.
represent, so
Great.
that he might be better at answering that, if you want to.
Okay,
Approach.
appreciate it.
Jeremiah Johnson, representing Alcove LLC.
Okay, great.
Morning, Commissioners. Yeah, to your phasing question, I'm guessing we'd look at doing it in 4 or 5 total phases and probably 10 to 20 houses a year, depending on what the market's like at any given time.
Okay. And is this going to be a situation where the roads and utilities are built out in advance of the houses?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
For that given phase, yes.
Okay, and there are going to be special assessments?
Nope.
No.
We're trying to not have them in this situation.
Okay. All right, further questions?
Sure. What's the total scope of the project?
Sure. It's 188 single-family and 39 townhome lots, so 78 townhome units is what is shown on our concept.
Okay. And then in 4 phases is what you're looking at?
Correct.
And when you are looking at the total scope of the project, I mean, are you looking at a 10-year project, or are you looking at something shorter than that?
It could be. I mean, perfect world, it's shorter than that, if the market can sustain that. But, yeah, I would guess it would be 8 to 10.
Have you been a part of other projects where you've developed houses like this?
Yes. We have subdivisions currently in Lawrence, Eudora, Baser, DeSoto. We work pretty much from Kansas City to Topeka.
And then what attracted you to this parcel?
Sure. We knew the previous owner through other avenues, and he was looking to get rid of it, and we had previous success just north of Lake Shawnee and an existing subdivision we finished building out. So we like the area, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It just kind of happened.
And then the reason for the annexation is to be able to have the city be a partner with you on utilities and things of that nature?
Correct.
Any other questions? No? All right, thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak today? Seeing none, is there a motion? I'll move that we close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Okay, so public hearing is closed. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I might note, just as to the city of Topeka, I am not in favor of annexation. I think that the city needs to develop within its boundaries and needs to take more infill. I mean, this is something we've heard from multiple groups within the community, and I know it's a project and a high priority for the city of Topeka to work on infill. However, in knowing that we have a need for housing in Topeka and Shawnee County, and looking at the addition of 188 single-family dwellings, that's not to be ignored, and so in this case, I'm not objecting to the annexation. But don't think that that would be an agreement to annex other developed areas of Shawnee County into the city of Topeka. I think the city of Topeka needs to develop within its own boundaries.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, I don't see where this annexation of land will hinder or prevent the proper growth and development of the area to this, to the city of Topeka or any other city located in the county, so I'm okay with the annexation.
Okay. All right, well then, I'll make a motion that we approve the request.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. All right. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider appointment of Jennifer Hilton to the Adult Community Correction Advisory Board.
Is there anyone from corrections? I know we got an email about this item, but I don't see anybody from corrections here. Is Tim or Eve or, okay.
I'll move for the approval of Jennifer Hilton to the Adult Community Corrections Board.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 3, consider appointment of Rebecca Turner to the Juvenile Corrections Advisory Board.
I'll make a motion that we approve Rebecca Turner.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays, seconded by Commissioner Cook. Those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 5, public comment.
Okay, we have several members of the public signed up today. Let's start off with Terry Roberts.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Terry Roberts, and I am the past chair of the Shawnee County Parks and Rec Advisory Committee. I am here today to present some official action taken by the Advisory Committee in the form of a resolution. I have previously sent this to you, but for purposes of the record, I have told them I would read it into the record. Before I begin, I want you to know that for 2 meetings, we had robust discussion about the Gage Park Authority ballot initiative. I want to thank Mr. Crowell and Mr. Laurent for walking us through on numerous occasions the implications of that statute, the nuances within it, and what it means to the community and what the implications are for funding it. It's a resolution to support Gage Park Authority ballot initiative. Whereas the 2022 Kansas Legislature passed House Bill 2239, the Gage Park Improvement Authority, permitting a sales tax within Shawnee County for the purposes of benefiting Gage Park, Topeka Zoo, and the Kansas Children's Discovery Center. And whereas the Shawnee County County Board of County Commissioners approved a 0.2% sales tax to be voted on by the citizens of Shawnee County in the November 8th, 2022 election. And whereas the sales tax dollars generated will be divided. 58% shall go to the Topeka Zoo, 22% shall go to the Shawnee County for the benefit of Gage Park, and 15% will go to the Kansas Children's Discovery Center, with the remaining 5% to the Gage Park Improvement Authority. And whereas the Gage Park Improvement Authority will be created if this tax passes in November, with a board of 7 people that will oversee and regulate this money, that will include Director of Parks and Recreation, or someone he appoints, the Director of the Topeka Zoo, and the Director of the Kansas Discovery Center, or the President, Chief Executive Officer, Head of the nonprofit, or such person's designee. 2 members appointed by the City Council of Topeka, and 2 appointed by the County Commission. Therefore, be it resolved that the Shawnee County Parks and Rec Advisory Committee support the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners ballot question for 0.2% sales tax on the November 8th, 2022 election ballot. And these funds should be considered in addition to the current Shawnee County Parks and Recreation budget and should not replace existing funding levels. And for any money generated by this sales tax for the Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Department and its use, as recommended by the Gage Park Authority for the county, come before the Shawnee County Park and Rec Advisory Committee pursuant to the 2012 City of Topeka Shawnee County Transfer Agreement that requires the county and Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Department shall consult with the advisory board regarding major proposals and propositions for the construction, reconstruction, and improvement of public parks and recreational facilities in the city and county, including the acquisition of lands for park purposes, the acquisition of major recreational equipment and facilities, and the initiation of new programs in the recreational systems. And that the Shawnee County Parks and Rec Advisory Committee support is predicated on preserving the legislative intent of the new statute to be used for the benefit of Gage Park, including improvement, operation, and maintenance of Gage Park. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Terry. Could you make sure we get a digital copy of that for the clerk's office, please?
Yes, I will send that to Cindy. I did put a copy on her desk,
Thank you.
and I have copies.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, there's one there.
I can see him
I didn't
scrambling
see
to
her.
keep
I was
up
going to
over
come
here.
tell her, but that's okay. Great, yes, I'll do that.
All right.
I'll get one to the
questions for
press, too.
Terry? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up is Joe Ledbetter.
Thank you, Board of County Commissioners. Joseph Ledbetter, I'm the Vice Chair of the Shawnee County Parks and Rec Advisory Committee or Council. I am not going to repeat everything that Terry just said. She read this in the record. I helped some with the drafting. She knocked it all out by text. And I think it's pretty clear that our advisory council wants this to pass, but we also want to make sure that the monies are spent as according to the legislative intent. So I do support this, and I want to thank you for your time, and that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Joe. All right, next up is Ana Ramirez.
Good morning. My name is Ana Ramirez. I'm a member of Mosby Heart of Mary Catholic Church, and I serve on the Executive Committee of Topeka JUMP. As a reminder, JUMP is made up of 30 faith communities and regularly engages 300 people who then engage more than 1,000 people annually around campaigns like the violence campaign we are here to talk about today. Earlier this week, we called an emergency board meeting to address the calls and emails our community is sharing in response to the overwhelming amount of shootings. I did look for a time limit and didn't see one. I've got about 6 minutes worth of comments. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our concerns. Last week, Topeka was rocked by a wave of violence that left 3 people dead, multiple individuals shot, and left families and friends mourning and fearful. Back in 2018, after a historic year of violence in Topeka, JUMP started to look for proven community solutions to reduce violence in Topeka and Shawnee County. JUMP identified GVI, Group Violence Intervention, as a proven and successful model that has reduced violence in other communities across the county. In New Haven, Connecticut, after implementing GVI, homicides were reduced by 80% between 2011 and 2017. Other communities our size have seen reductions in violent crime anywhere between 25 and 50% after faithfully implementing this strategy. So in the fall of 2018, DA Mike Kagay committed to implementing the GVI model here in Topeka and Shawnee County. In 2019, former Police Chief Cochran also committed to implementing the strategy, and at that time, this commission approved $70,000 for a project manager to implement GVI. A $300,000 grant from the Topeka Community Foundation was awarded to have the experts at the National Networks for Safe Communities help train and implement GVI in Topeka. Around this time, the DA chose to name Topeka and Shawnee County's GVI implementation SAVE. Since the project manager was hired in early 2020, JUMP and other community stakeholders have repeatedly attempted to get status updates from DA Kagay and the project manager, but those updates have not been given. This past June, after a shooting in the High Crest neighborhood, several area clergy met with the DA concerned about the rollout of GVI, as the key pieces of the strategy, including a street team, were not in place. Everyone, including the DA, left that meeting with a commitment to one another to work to implement a street team. In early September, DA Kagay, in conjunction with the Boys and Girls Club, publicly announced SAVE as a program for youth in our community. JUMP and other stakeholders are dismayed because, one, this SAVE, while sometimes cloaking itself in GVI language, looks nothing like GVI in either philosophy or implementation. And two, after nearly 4 years of countless meetings and over $400,000 of public and private funds spent, we have a strategy that does not follow the GVI model. And people are still dying. Now, I have a handout for you I'll give you when I'm done, and it highlights data from Stormont Vale proving our attention should be on breaking the cycle of violence for adults. The handout also lists some of the key components of GVI implementation which are missing from DA Kagay's new program with the Boys and Girls Club. This community rallied around GVI specifically because it targets and intervenes with the groups that are currently most likely to be trapped in the cycle of violence. While youth are certainly a portion of those trapped in that cycle, adults made up 70% of Topeka homicides in 2020 and 2021. In addition, since 2018, 88% of the population treated for gunshot wounds as the result of an assault have been, 88%, of the population treated for gunshot wounds as the result of an assault have been adults. So, if we're not actively engaging the largest percentage of individuals involved in group violence, then how as a community do we expect to reduce retaliatory violence? We recognize the goal of SAVE is to reduce violence among youth. We hope it does that. However, SAVE is not the evidence-based violence reduction strategy that was promised to the community, and it is not the strategy the county taxpayers paid for. If other communities can make this strategy work with adults, then why can't we? We want to see successful GVI implementation. So, after meeting as a board last week, we want you to know we still expect what was promised back in 2018 and 2019. That is, faithful implementation of the GVI model, a proven strategy with nearly 25 years of success in large and small communities all over the country. We are asking you, as the oversight body for taxpayers in Shawnee County, to meet with DA Kagay and the project manager and challenge them to implement the evidence-based strategy the community requested and the foundation paid for. JUMP membership recognizes Reducing violence cannot be successful without concentrated effort that joins law enforcement, social services, and the public working together. GVI embraces that idea. Please help us move toward a safer and Topeka and Shawnee County. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Ramirez, I applaud you for being here and your concerns. And as it was presented in 2019, when we funded this, this was something that was a new project for the district attorney's office, and we would not have funded it if we didn't want to see a reduction in crime in our community. Just to clarify, what is it that you and Jump would like the county commissioners to do?
Well, we would like you guys to go and talk to DA Kage and the project manager and check into the implementation. I mean, we would say that at this point, GVI should be up and running, and we don't have that at all. We have some other program that's been initiated.
And I appreciate that, but I do want to clarify one thing for Jump and for you is, by statute, Mr. Kage is an elected official, which means that as an elected official, he gets to run his office in any way that he sees fit. Mm-hmm. Once this board makes a grant or an allocation of funds to his office, he's free to spend that money in any way that he wants or to implement programs that he wants. So we have very little to no control over how he would spend that money. But he would be accountable the next time it comes around for budget cycle. Much in the same way, Mr. Ma is sitting on the front row, and I bet he's wishing he wasn't sitting on the front row right now. And he is the elected treasurer. Many years ago, there was a problem within the treasurer's office with long lines that went down the hallway, out the door, then across the sidewalk. This Board of County Commissioners did not have the ability to control those lines, but we could, at that point, ask for a request to look at his operations and how he runs his office. But Mr. Ma, he's done an excellent job as the treasurer. Those lines aren't there. He's implemented different programs. And so he's able to run his office in his way. But I do appreciate your concerns, and I'm sure this board will be meeting with the district attorney to follow up on those concerns. But I just want to make sure that it's clear, we don't have the ability as the Board of County Commissioners to direct the district attorney to do a program or to not do a program. So.
Yeah, we certainly understand that. We would just expect that the message, I mean, just as the program is going to take to be successful, everybody working together, it's also going to take all of us working together to get it off the ground. And so I just think the DA, the project manager need to hear that we want GVI to work, not something that they've made up.
I agree. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I give you these? Okay.
Sure.
I'll get it for you. All right, that's all we have signed up for public comment today. Next item, please.
Administrative communications.
I'm sorry.
Any administrative communications?
Good morning, Commissioners. Angela Lewis with Human Resources. I'm here to announce that annual enrollment is coming right up. Sorry, trying to pull up the schedule here. Open enrollment is coming up. Our open enrollment meeting schedule will be Monday, October 17th through Friday, October 21st. This year will be a little different in that we're holding our meetings 1 week prior to enrollment actually opening. On Monday after the commission meeting, sometime in the afternoon, an email will go out to all of our employees that has the benefits guides and all the information they'll need to enroll for this year. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Questions for Angela?
Thank you for the announcement.
Thank you.
I did fail to mention, I'm sorry, that we will have flu and COVID boosters available at all of our meetings. Thank you.
Oh, great. Any other administrative communications? Oh, several people jumping up. All right.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Landon, Director of the Weed Department. I want to apologize. Last Monday, I dropped the ball and forgot to announce the winner of the of the Cerisa Lespedeza contest. And I know this is Commissioner May's favorite weed, so I didn't want to leave him in suspense any longer.
I was
but
worried about that.
He was worried. Todd Renner was our big winner, so he won a gallon of Remedy and the Weekend Sprayer. So congratulations, Todd. He's already been in contact with our office and made arrangements to pick it up. Look forward to next year. We're gonna kick off and start doing the same thing. The first weed for next year we already know is going to be musk thistle, being it was too late in the season to get started with that. So please jump on our Facebook, like us, follow us, and you'll have a chance next year to win some chemical and a weekend sprayer. And we look forward to seeing your comments and pictures.
I did check in on your social media contest. It looks like there's quite a bit of interest in Cerisa Lespedeza.
A little bit, yeah. So we had Jamie Powell Moore come in yesterday and picked up her chemical she won from Bindweed. Very, very nice lady to visit with. We tried to get her and her kids to be the spokesmen. Her daughter was just so cute with her little bow in her hair. So we're going to try to get them to be our spokesman next year. So
That's great. That's
So anyway.
great. So was musk thistle on either of you guys' list of favorite weeds?
I think it's on Commissioner Cook's.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Growing up, we would work to eradicate the Russian thistle from our fields and go out and, cut the heads off to stop the spread, so.
All right,
So,
great, thanks.
Look
Mike.
forward to that next year, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Larry, you were, never mind.
Good morning, Commissioners. Josh Mikey, Parks and Recreation again. Just wanted to put up kind of a wrap on a couple events that just ended this last weekend. Garden Glow, you guys have been talking about for a while. September 16th through October 2nd was a really well-received event. Over 7,500 attendees were recorded, and thankfully we had really good weather for it. Also this last weekend was the model train show at the Great Overland Station. Over 500 folks were attended there. Also very, very interesting stuff. I don't know if you made it out there, but it was a great event as well. And then just kind of a heads up moving forward, we're starting to get into tulip bed planting season here in a couple weeks, preparing those, as well as the Winter Wonderland Lights, the preparation there. So organizing volunteers
I was gonna say, looking for volunteers.
all the time.
Big crowded room, anybody wants to volunteer. We need people to dig holes.
It's
and-
jumping up as fast as there is. So,
All right,
I
thank
did
you.
note that they saw that the group from Advisors Excel came out to help take down Garden Glow. And so just want to thank all the volunteers that helped put it up, take it down, and the same for Winter Wonderland.
that's an arduous task, is taking all that stuff down. You don't realize all the lights until you start taking them down. But it is very nice to have the volunteer help, that's for sure. So.
I also heard some great things about that model train show. It sounded like
Yes.
there was a lot of excitement building about trying to get the railroad activity going at the Great Overland Station again. So that's
Yes,
pretty
I know
neat.
staff is looking for other ideas to move forward with it as well. So.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on up, Larry.
Good morning, Commissioners. Larry Maw, Shawnee County Treasurer. First off, thank you for the shout-out. I appreciate the kind words. You may be aware that earlier this week, we had a push notification go out for anyone who had delinquent taxes. Unfortunately, that notice went to some folks who had already paid their taxes, and we had quite a day explaining that. I want to apologize for that. It was a glitch in the software. I appreciate that even the state treasurer, Lynn Rogers, got involved and did a public announcement explaining what happened. Not to worry, we're not trying to double tax. I think it's kind of settled down, but anyone who still got the notice and feels like they paid their taxes, be assured you probably did. If you want to make sure of that, just give us a call and we'll verify that. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. I was a recipient of one of those text messages.
Did you pay?
I'm good. just so everyone knows, I'm good on my taxes, okay?
Good morning, Commissioners. Stephanie Kuhlman, Shawnee County Commission Office. The October newsletter is ready to be published. It's very easy to find. You'll start off at the Shawnee County homepage, www.snco.us. Up at the top of the screen, there's a drop-down menu with a list of departments. Click on Commission, and then click on the link that says Newsletter. The Shawnee County Election Office celebrated International Day of Democracy, which was on September 15th. It takes many people of all parties, backgrounds, and generations to ensure elections run smoothly in Shawnee County. Watching record turnout in the last few elections shows more registered voters are engaged. They hope to see high turnout for the November 8th general election. In order to ensure that every legally cast vote is counted, registered voters need to make sure their name and address are up to date on their voter registration. Construction has begun on the Deer Creek Trail section from Dornwood Park down to Southeast 29th Street. The final stretch of trail will connect our trail system from Southwest Topeka to and around Lake Shawnee. Recently, the GIS division of the Appraiser's Office acquired a drone to be utilized for data acquisition. The entire county is flown via airplane every 2 years for aerial imagery. From the time it's flown, it takes 6 months to get the data, and they won't have new imagery for another 2 years. With the new drone in the GIS division, they can collect imagery for small project areas in just a matter of a couple hours, have it ready and processed the next day. Shawnee County milestones are Shawnee County employees that are celebrating work anniversaries in 5-year increments. Election Commissioner Andrew Howell has been with the county for 10 years. Jamie Torres and Tim Simmons has 15 years. Leo Connors and Norman Parker has been with the county for 25 years. Congratulations to all these employees. Some upcoming events in October, pretty much just normally scheduled commission meetings, with the exception on Monday, October 17th. The meeting will be canceled that day. So be sure to check out the County Connection newsletter for more videos and stories.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, next, oh, Commissioner Ribbon.
Yeah. You mentioned the drone. I've already taken advantage of that, and I had the guys down at the GIS department fly over an area of Old Prairie Town, and it was remarkable, the clarity of the drone. It was much better than the aerial photos, and so I think it'll be a great tool for planning in the future, and it was just remarkable how the difference, and so I think it's a great new asset that we have. So anyway, just I'll throw that in.
Commissioner Cook?
Nothing further.
I don't really either, so I think we're wrapping it up. Next
Item
item, please.
7, executive session.
We do not have a need for executive session today, so we're adjourned.